Hello everyone. Just like the Meg arose from the depths, so did Maria return to her channel. The Meg 2 trailer just dropped, so I'm gonna watch that. I am expecting a lot of crazy and some fun. Let's do this. We've got a dinosaur. There's gonna be a T-Rex, I'm sure. And the Meg is gonna eat the T-Rex. There's my boy. I'm pretty sure that the T-Rexes lived in the Mesozoic era and the Megalodon lived in the Cenozoic era, which is much, much more recent. In history, I don't think a Meg has ever eaten a T-Rex. As epic as that scene was, I don't think that ever happened. But we are up to a good start. I can already feel the over-the-topness that we so much love in these movies.
Detecting increased aquatic activity 25,000 feet deep in the trench.
25,000 feet, 7 kilometers deep. Okay, that is pretty close to the depth at which the deepest fish was ever seen or found or documented. I think it was a type of snailfish. These are relatively small fish that have very specific adaptations that allow them to survive at such depths because the pressure there is pretty high. All the fish that survive in the deep sea have adaptations that allow them to do so. Some of them don't have swim bladders, for example, which is a gas-filled organ that helps them maintain buoyancy while swimming. And other life forms, like for example snailfish, have high concentrations of organic molecules called piezolites, which stop their cellular membranes and proteins from being crushed under extremely high pressure. But those adaptations do have limits, and it is thought that around 8-point-something kilometers is the maximum that a fish can ever survive at, which is in accordance to the records we have of where fish have been found. So right here, we see our protagonists going to probably one of the deepest places where we can find fish. The Meg is a fish. Not a deep sea fish, though.
Ecosystem untouched by man.
Kelp.
Whatever.
What was that? Did I just see green foliage? Okay, maybe it's some kind of alien kelp that does not need light to survive. Just like plants, kelp needs light to survive. It needs light to perform photosynthesis and therefore survive. So if this is anything like the kelp we are familiar with here on Earth, there has to be some light source supporting this life down there, which on Earth does not exist. Loving the suits. As cool as it would be, there aren't suits like this in real life. We do not have suits that can sustain pressure like this, let alone let you walk in the seabed. On the seabed. You don't walk in the seabed, you're on the seabed. That's not a megalodon. What is that? Oh, ah! He dead. There's a lot of...
That's the biggest Meg I've ever seen.
I like how they always call it the Meg, which I find very endearing. And this is a rugged Meg. Like, he's seen some, I don't know, like, look, he's got like some pretty badass scars, I'd say.
That's the apex predator.
It's the apex predator? But correct. Apex predator is the predator that usually stands at the top of the food chain. And the Meg is, I suppose, an apex predator.
Megs and who knows what else have escaped the breach.
What is the breach? How did they escape the breach? Why did they escape the breach? And why did it exist in the first place?
We've never seen this before. They hunted in packs.
Hunting in packs. I so want to watch this movie. It's both brilliant and very laugh-inducing. I don't think that there are any sharks known to coordinate attacks like hunting in packs, like for example, lions do. But you do see a lot of times sharks hunting in the same area simply because it's where the food is. If you see a whale carcass, for example, or a big animal carcass in the water, you should not swim close to it because it will attract predators like sharks. I am not really aware of any shark species that coordinates attacks like this.
I mean, Jonas was always afraid of this, but I was also thinking...
That was me making it short. I'm not sure I like this movie anymore. No, wait. Do we have tentacles? Wait a second. What am I watching? We have the Kraken now. There's the Meg and the Kraken in this movie. I hope they don't give the Meg tentacles. Octodon. Megalopus. That must be the best scene anyone has ever filmed in cinema history, and I'm all here for it. God damn, that was fun. It was all I could have hoped for. I mean, it looks really promising. It looks like we will have a lot to talk about. I don't know if this needs to be said for the bazillionth time. Megalodons are not living in the deep sea, ready to be released from their deep sea prison. Definitely not in kelp forests, deep sea kelp forests, which do not exist. It's thought to be extinct for around 3.6 million years. There has been no indications that such an animal exists. They were thought to be living in relatively warm waters, not in the deep sea where the water is really cold, and they are really big predators. Therefore, they would need a lot of food, a lot of things to eat. And they would not be able to find this amount of food at 7 kilometers deep, for example. I mean, in this fictional world where there is a whole forest down there, maybe, but in our world, not really. Even deep sea giants that we know about, like for example, the giant squid, they come closer to the surface to feed because they cannot find that much food really down in the deep. If such big sharks did roam the relatively surface waters of the oceans, it would be very likely that we would have indications of their existence. Anyways, I'm really looking forward to watching the original movie. Thank you very much for watching. I do apologize for my absence for the last months. A lot has been going on, but hopefully I'm back. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next one.